Hello and welcome to the Sports Bench tonight. I'd like to talk about tonight the Cincinnati Bengals and the mess that this team is in with all the injuries they've had. But you have to think about this. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. First of all, we want to talk about Cincinnati Bengals management. Now, this last year, they had to sign several players or extend them to make them happy. So the Cincinnati Bengals, when you ever do something like that where you have to pay, like they did their wide receivers, you have Jamar Chase, you have Ty Higgins. These guys are superstar receivers. They're great receivers. They can catch the ball. No doubt, no shade against them. They're great players. But when you put that kind of money toward them, spend as much money from your cap space on those two players, plus you already extended and gave payment for Joe Burrows. Those three players are taking the majority of the cap space. How can you improve the rest of your team? Well, you're seeing right now they're sitting basically 2-2, and it's going to get worse because Jake Browning is not going to be able to carry them. It's obvious right now that he is having a lot of problems. It's not going to be able to improve. He is not going to get better. And right now you're about 50-50 on wins and losses. So things have to start getting better right now. And you have to win a majority of your games now throughout the season to be able to make something happen. And I just don't see it happening. Their defense is like Swiss cheese. They've got a lot of holes on their defense. Okay. They signed Trey Hendrickson for a short contract just to get him on the team. But basically, they have lost so many players, and players that they have that were good quality players. And now they're just trying to put a Band-Aid on the problems that are bleeding right now. So you put all this money and you go and you sign these two receivers, you extend Joe Burrows, you get Trey Hendrickson on the team, but then there's not money left to be able to do anything else. My question, I had a video done several months ago about the Cincinnati Bengals, and I was saying, why sign them? Why not go ahead and maybe sign one, but go ahead and let the other receiver walk? Because if you don't, you're going to have a big problem of being able to improve your team, especially defensively. And they haven't improved defensively. Offensively, Browning doesn't have enough time to be able to do anything. He's not Joe Burrows. Joe Burrows gets the ball out of his hands in like 2 seconds. Boom, it's gone to the receivers, and they catch it because you've got T. Higgins and you've got Jamar Chase. They're going to catch that ball fast coming out of the quarterback's hands. Jake Browning is not that way. So you paid all the money to these wide receivers and your quarterback is probably pretty much out for the season. And even when he does come back at the end of the season, you probably won't make the playoffs anyway. So what do you do? Well, the solution, one of the solutions is at least try to salvage the season, is trade for somebody. There's got to be a quarterback right now that's been benched. Okay, for example, Kirk Cousins could be available. All right. I talk about other players. Russell Wilson could be available. There are other quarterbacks that are well known, that have experience, that have won playoff games, that you could bring into this situation and be able to at least try to protect you, get some wins until you can get Joe Burrow back. And right now they just don't have anybody. Browning is going to continue to lose games. It's no shade against him, but he's only so good. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not going to have that fast release. It's just not going to happen. So they need to get on the phone right now, Cincinnati management, and you've got to get yourself somebody, and you got to get yourself somebody fast. You give them a couple of days of training and just throw him out there. They got to hope for the best, because if you don't, the season is going to be another wash. And who's heard about the Cincinnati Bengals since their Super Bowl? Ever since the Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl and lost, nothing has worked out. They have lost year after year after year. They've made the playoffs. Sometimes they haven't. Joe Burrows has been injured a lot during this period. And again, when you're looking at management, looking at the past track record, why did you sign these two receivers for so much money? Okay, it just doesn't make sense. Maybe you franchise tag one and then basically let the other one go, and then you deal with that at the end of the season. And right now, I just don't see the Cincinnati Bengals being able to guide their way through another losing season with the talent that they have on their team. There just isn't enough talent on their team to be able to make something work. So that's my opinion on the team, and whether they want to make a change or not, I don't know. It's just going to be difficult. But at least give it a shot. Show the fans that you're trying to do something, because there's nothing worse than throwing a bad product, a losing product, in front of your loyal fans who are used to winning. And they are used to winning a lot of games. And they're not going to see it unless you make some major changes. All right, that's my video for tonight on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hope things get better for them. Hope they make some decisions soon. All right, have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.